Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. How's it going? We're seeing some people in the chat, and we're going to be hanging out here for a little bit, letting people get in. Welcome to the very first Owners Not Renters live stream. And so we're very excited to get going. Hey there, Toto. Hey there, Kaspar, Taylin. Hello, hello, Diego, Andre. Hello, hello. Good morning, good morning. Hope everyone's doing well. And of course, hello to Jonathan and Raffi. How you guys doing this morning?
Doing well, man. Thank you. Thank you for
Great.
being here. Great.
Great. Just curious, where are you guys calling in from?
Okay, I go first.
Sure,
I'm
yeah.
now living in Spain. I'm from Argentina, but now I live in Spain. What about you guys?
Today I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm in
How about
Santa
you, Marcus?
Cruz right now. Yeah, I'm calling in. I'm visiting family. I'm actually going to get married in the next few weeks. So I thought it was important to visit family, visit my grandma, hang out with her as I get some work done here. So very exciting. And Diego, you're calling in, listening from Uruguay. Very cool. I've always wanted to visit Uruguay. I've always actually wanted to go. So hopefully someday I'll go. And yes, Andre, very cool to be part of the first live stream. Hey, Brian, how's it going? Hopefully you guys are doing well. Nice. We're getting people filtering in.
Congrats,
So
Marcus.
Jonathan, yeah, go
Congrats,
ahead.
man. Congrats for your marriage.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
thank you.
you are getting married. A nice background for sure. That's a better background than mine.
Yeah, it feels really nice. It feels very nice to get married. I'm very excited. And so we've been doing a lot of planning lately and it's going well. And so, yeah, we're going to be having a good celebration, small celebration with just family for the ceremony. And then the reception is going to be a bit bigger, but still we're not going to do hundreds and hundreds of people. We're keeping it
Awesome.
small and fun. And we're very excited for that.
Sounds cool.
So yes, as we're getting started here, this is our first live stream, and we are so excited to have the community of open source professionals and contributors out there just have a space to have conversation, to chat in real time, to chat live, and to join in on this initiative. And so super excited to get this going today. We're going to take a few more minutes to let people filter in, just say hi to everybody. And then from there, we're going to get into the actual meat of the call. But for right now, we're just going to be hanging out for a little bit. So a quick question to Raffi, Jonathan, is there anyone that you maybe, let's talk about dreams here for ONR. Is there any dream guest or any dream organization that you'd love to have come on here for ONR? Is there any open source initiative that you think would be really fun to have on here someday?
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Probably those guys in the Hermes agent, they made a cool project. They probably
Yeah.
have so much to share.
That'd be very cool.
No, I mean I double click. Like the news research guys would be, I mean, like they're awesome. Would love to chat with them on this thing. But like I mean, like I also want to go a little wilder. Like, there are the people like, we talked to a bunch of people in Spain and in other places that are doing like open source ASICs for training. Like those would be kind of cool. Like I think that like everyone's have sort of like given up on the hardware layer and we all talk about the stuff above it. Like it would be kind of cool to talk to the holdouts, the ones that are just like, no, we're gonna get this hardware thing working.
Yeah, that would be super cool. I think the hardware, the harnesses, heading in that direction for a solution towards production is the goal that we're all trying to head towards, which is exciting. So great answers. Let's go ahead.
Are you, Jonathan? Are you using their Maze agent or what are you using?
Right now, I'm using mostly everything, but to be honest with you guys, probably the Cursor agent also is really good.
Yeah.
Open code, for sure. Cloud Code is amazing as well. But those three are like, I think sometimes it feels like the same product with different labels, like many different names, but it's kind of cool to try it and see what is going on there.
I mean, I feel the same way. Like, I feel like all the coding ones still they look and feel the same. So like none of them are like sticky. Like I like bounce between. It's like very promiscuous. Like I'm bouncing between all of them, like trying them all out. But like I have to say, like I'm the Hermes, the news research stuff. Like it is totally that's the one I've stuck with. Like that was the one that like it just seems like slightly different than everything else.
Exactly. I feel the same. They are, doing something a little bit different. Even after, OpenClaw was released, that's so cool, right? They decided to open it because they thought, okay, I have something that is better, and I can, make it open, and that was crazy and viral.
Very cool. Well, I think it's time we get going. What do you say, guys? You want to get into the live stream?
Yeah, let's
Get
do it.
into the
Let's
meat
do
of it? Let's do it. Okay. So
Let's do
what
it.
I'm going to do here is I'm going to have you guys step off stream here. I'm going to move off, and then I'm going to go through some announcements. I'm going to go through different things that I'd like to highlight for these ONRs, and then I'm going to bring you guys back on for some questions, and we'll go and have a Q&A at the end. So anyone in the audience is paying attention right now, just know that we're going to have a audience Q&A. So if you have any questions or answers, questions for these guests here, please go ahead and ask them in chat. And also, if you would like to come on stream, you can come on stream. We could bring you on for a chat at the end. So without further ado, does that sound good, guys?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Ed. All right. All right. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Really looking forward to getting into this today. Let's go ahead and get going with the introduction. So, hi, everyone. If you don't know me, my name is Marcus. Welcome to the Owners Not Renters live stream. This is a live show meant to support conversation, opinion, and community surrounding open source AI initiatives, both inside and outside of Mozilla. This show, as well as the open source movement, are participatory in nature, and that means we need you, viewer, to join the discussions in the chat. Consider even hopping into the live stream at the end of the show for the live Q&A, and then also consider taking some action. We have some curated action items that if you would like to take part in open source AI initiatives, they are here for you today. So let's talk about those right now. This is here are some of those actions. If you look in the chat right now, we have some pinned comments. If you are interested in supporting owners, not renters, we are looking for writers. And shout out to Aaliyah, who's set this up. She's going to be helping out with getting the people out there, such as yourself, to come in and support ONR by having a to get going with the writing. If you would like to support ONR, go ahead and click that link in the chat that's pinned, and you could pitch anything that you'd like to write about, and she'll help out with that. The next thing, join the Mozilla.ai Discord. This is where ONR hangs out between streams. So we have that available right now. There's a channel that we just opened up in the Mozilla.ai Discord called Owners Not Renters. Go ahead and head in there. I'll be in there regularly, hanging out with people. And then number 3, come to MozFest. MozFest is the yearly festival that Mozilla hosts. Is going to be in Barcelona, October 28th to the 30th. Go ahead, show up, bring a friend. If you are interested in open source and as well as open source AI, this is going to be a wonderful festival for you to attend. And then another thing that you're able to do is attend demo days in real life, IRL. There's going to be 2 demo days. We have one in Barcelona on September 17th and another in London on September 22nd. The link in chat is only available for Barcelona. We're getting the link put together for London, but go ahead and check out those links in the chat pinned in there and see if you'd like to participate. And these are all very helpful for us. And then finally, at the very top of the pin, subscribe to Owners Not Renters. If you're not already subscribed to Owners Not Renters, click that link, go ahead and subscribe. This will be a regular newsletter that will be coming out weekly. And so we're very excited to get that into your inboxes to join this open source AI movement with us. So with that being said, welcome to the inaugural Owners Not Renters live stream. Let's go ahead and move on to the next thing that we want to get into, which is the contributor highlight. So I was looking through pull this on stage. And there we go. I was looking through the various GitHub PRs, and I came across Kunal Kumar. Now, Kunal has contributed 4 different PRs, each merged, with Otari just in the last few weeks. So I reached out to him. He said, feel free to share this and give him some shine. So I really want to thank Kunal, who's had these 4 different PRs that have been merged into the Mozilla.ai Otari product. If you are unaware of what Otari is, go give it a try. It is really a great product for getting AI, open source AI, into production. Regardless if you want to run it yourself or if you want to have it hosted, it has options for that. And Kunal said, hey, I can go ahead and make it better. So go ahead, see what he's doing, and join this open source AI initiative where PRs are available to be merged, and do what Kunal's doing, which is very cool. Next thing I would like to highlight is open source in the wild. Open source in the wild is something that I want to get going in each of these just for a short minute to show that open source AI is out there and open source AI is in the world. This is with Society for Arts and Technology. This is a physical location in Montreal that creates incredible art installations using open source technology. And so this is something, if you're unaware of this, I was unaware of this. I found out about this through Matt. Shout out to Matt. They have a physical location and they're doing events, they're doing shows, they're doing music, and it is very much using open source technology. And so this is very, very cool. If you're in the Montreal area, go ahead and check it out. It is awesome. I looked for some more photos. Here's one of their more recent shows. It looks very cool. So big shout out to them. If anyone has any other open source AI technology in the wild, feel free to reach out to me, Mozilla, marcus@mozilla.org, as well as any other things that they would like featured on this show. Feel free to email me, marcus@mozilla.org. Happy to help feature whatever you guys are building out there in this show. So that is the beginning of the Owners Not Renters live stream topics that I want to get through before we go ahead and shift to our guests. Now, already we had Jonathan and Raffi on in the beginning. Let's go ahead and bring Jonathan back. And before I do that, I'm going to do a little bit of an intro for Jonathan right here. First, I found Jonathan looking through, once again, the GitHub PRs. There were a few different PRs into any-llm. And I said, hey, who is this guy? Who is this Jonathan guy? And here he is. Here he is. He was contributing to any-llm. And I found his contact information. I reached out and found out that he also has been working hard at building his own Ollama MCP server. And from there, we got a few conversations going, and it sounded like he would love to be part of this first Owners Not Renters live stream. So without any further ado, Jonathan, thank you so much for coming to the Owners Not Renters first live stream. And then also thank you for contributing. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing well, thank you. As I said before, right? Thanks, Marcus, and thanks, Raffi, for having me here. It's an honor to be with you guys. And a little bit about me. As I said before, right? I'm from Argentina. Now I'm living in Spain. And I studied system engineer, as many of you probably on the audience. After that, I decided to work as a software developer, and then I have evolved in different domains, like for example going to backend, frontend, full stack, and then I switched to DevOps infrastructure because I wanted to understand how applications can be deployed and how reach the user. And then as probably many of us. I found AI, generative AI, because AI was there, right? But generative AI was that the interesting moment when you, for the first time, probably see this ChatGPT thing, like late 2022. And I thought, okay, this is crazy because it's something that is writing like a human, it seems like it's thinking. And since that moment, I decided, okay, I need to pursue it, to the knowledge behind this. And I started to follow people and try to learn. I have never stopped. That's bringing
Yeah.
here, right?
I remember a few years ago, first becoming aware of ChatGPT and thinking, this is different. and curious. I vibe coded a dozen little apps just trying to figure it out. And it was clunky. It was broken. It wasn't flowing well, but there was something different that happened years ago. And I'm really excited to have someone with your experience with infrastructure also now jumping into the AI world. I'm curious about that breakthrough moment. Was there a moment for you that you realized this is different? Something's changed. Was it a certain model that you saw that you interacted with? Do you remember that moment?
Yeah, I think it's more than one moment because probably the ChatGPT one is like curiosity because okay, what's going on here? This is like science fiction, and then after some time, when you start to work with ChatGPT, probably 2024, when you copy back and forth, some
Mhm.
some text and some code back and forth also. Then I decided to okay, could this work on my machine, right? Could it maybe work with a local model? And that was magically because I started using Ollama. I found that I, tried a really small 3B model, probably Quen. I don't remember exactly if it was Llama or Quen. And it was, my machine that was both before ChatGPT started to work like something like that. I know with the difference, on capabilities, but it was, answering me back. And then the second time this bites me was when I used for the first time like a tool calling using MCP servers. That was crazy.
Right.
Okay, now
Right.
this thing is not only chatting, it can perform real things.
Yes, I remember first interacting with MCP servers thinking we have a autocomplete function calling machine that can decide to essentially investigate and call various actions, whatever it deems necessary. It blew my mind. Yes, Diego, that moment was for me when I tried Cursor. Anyone in chat, if you want to share that moment for you, it was a really cool moment when I felt that there's something different. And then interacting with MCPs, that was really, really cool. What was it like for you working on Olam MCP for yourself and building that? Was there a moment that you felt that there was a problem and you said, man, I wish this would be a solution that didn't exist? What was that like?
Yeah. In my point of view, when I tried right these small models, those small models, I tried these small models because my machine was like a MacBook Air with an M1 with 16 gigabytes of unified memory. It was not a huge PC with a huge CPU with so much memory. So that's the challenge, right? If you can make it work on your machine with these tiny models, it's amazing. So I started to try these MCP servers, but they seem to be like too complex for those small models.
Mm.
So I started to try to create like a CLI in order to tweak those MCP servers that I was writing in order to fine tune a little bit how it works. So that's how I started, with mcp-client-for-ollama. I decided to build my own CLI to iterate MCP servers and see if these local models can perform better.
Yeah, and you've progressed from I remember talking with you in a previous conversation before this call. You've been tinkering with local models. How long has that been now? You've been trying to get this to fit within your workflow, and essentially that's where the any-llm stack came in as well.
Exactly. Yeah. I think it will be like almost 2 years now, which is crazy. My God, time flies. But yeah, I started, trying. This was crazy because I started trying to create an application in order to use Whisper, OpenAI Whisper, in order to have some translation and also some like transcription from different sources on the fly, and then use AI to ask questions and all this stuff. But it was like too complex at that time, so I started to iterate different stuff. As I mentioned, right, I have, for example, wrote a Medium article where I share how to build MCP client in just 93 lines in Python. Why I did that? Because there were not even any example out there. It was just the Anthropic one using Claude, but nothing else. So I started to iterate this client thing, and now it's kind of an agent or harness. But the idea was MCP server is like the first class, right, citizenship there, because in my point of view, probably right now is I'm not in the right path. Maybe because MCP servers can do everything, but all the harnesses right now are using built-in tools and a lot of different tweaks. But yeah, I'm using it daily. I still believe in MCP servers, but also probably built-in tools are kind of the solution.
Yeah, the various toolings, they're still being. It feels like right now we're in this in between right now, where we're talking about harnesses. We brought that up earlier in the call. I had I had a questionnaire that came out a few weeks ago in the Discord, in the Mozilla AI Discord. Everyone's asking about harnesses. Now that models are competing with frontier models, we have these open source models that are competing, if not passing at sometimes. Where do you have the most curiosity? Is it the harness that is most interesting to you? Is MCP still the most interesting for you in this next chapter? Is it the model competition? What's the most interesting to you in this next chapter for open source AI as well as AI in general?
In my point of view, again, what I see is the harnesses are okay. They are helping models to perform better. Models are evolving quickly. Sometimes they are like integrating those skills by themselves. It's like you don't need as many skills as before, and the prompting is maybe not that important right now. It's improving, right? You need to prompt, and you need those skills, but it's like getting better. And MCP servers, I think they will be there for a long time now because you need those tools and this ecosystem. It's like the USB. Seems like some APIs for agents at the end. You can share those MCP servers. But I'm super interested in local models because I know I was talking about that since the very beginning, but I think we are in the very beginning of local models too. They are releasing better models every day, like Gemma 4 or Quen 3.8, I think. I don't remember exactly the name. But now, Meta was sharing again a new model, which seems to be really good. Again, silly names, maybe, like many names, difficult to remember, but it seems like they are making progress there. And also the hardware, right? So hardware is getting better, and the models are working and performing better in with less hardware. So I think that could be a great mix for every one of us.
Had a few different comments coming in. Brian M says open tooling and agentic commerce is, in my opinion, the big unexplored area at the moment. And then also we have Nathan Brake contributing here. DeepSeek V4 Flash 0731 is unreal. It's so good and so cheap. It feels like there's excitement going on right now with the open source tide shifting, and you being a part of that is really cool to see. I'm curious now, we talked about things that you're excited about. What, in your opinion, is something right now that the AI space is just getting? Is there something that you think is just, man, this is maybe the wrong direction? Maybe it's in open source AI, maybe it's in AI in general. Is there something you feel is just not heading in the right direction that you wish there could be a course correction?
Obviously, nothing is perfect. I think we are improving. Everyone is contributing to this. But with that said, probably some of the things that could be improving is like the standards. As model context protocol, is there, everyone is, building in a protocol that everyone can share. That's perfect. That's nice. Then you have agent to agent that is not maybe as used as MCP service, but it's there. At least we have this standard. And I think standards are great, right? Because you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Builders can, based on something that everyone is agree. And also you can, you can participate, you can discuss, you can be there and try to steer how these open standards work. To me, that's super important. Also, like I think it was like this week or last week, there was a new standard for these Asian plugins in order to have MCP servers and skills shared among harnesses. So that I celebrate that. That's what to me is great, and that's what we need to pursue it.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, Jonathan, I just want to thank you so much for contributing to any-llm. That's how I found you. And if there's anything that you'd like to share with anyone viewing right now who's considering contributing, what would you like to share with them?
In my opinion, someone who is picking a library as I did with any-llm for mcp-client-for-ollama, I mean the old MCP tool I'm working on, they tend to try the library, and maybe they found some bugs, maybe it's not working as you expected, and then you work around the bug. But that's the thing that you need to avoid. You need to try to go to the source code. I mean, try to check what is this open source piece of code working, how it works, and try to fix it. Then if you made it work for you, you can fix it for all of us. And it doesn't have to be like a big contribution. If you get, for example, my first PR on any-llm, it was just a missing argument on the streaming side of Ollama. But without that argument, you couldn't do any streaming using tooling, for example. You couldn't use any tool at all. But it was just an argument, so you can start. I mean, don't feel like you are super far behind. You can just go there and create your first PR.
Love that. I love that. I love that. And we're seeing some hearts in the chat from Toto.
Thank you, man.
Big fan of contributing and having a community be part of this open source initiative in the world. And with that being said, Raffi, how you doing, man?
Hello.
I think
Good. How's it going?
Bring you on. I'm going to shift over to questions with Raffi, but I feel like this is a good bridge with Jonathan and Raffi. How do y'all feel about contribution? How do you guys feel about open source?
I mean, generally, are you asking it?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, this whole idea of contribution, especially in this day and age where there are models that churn out code in the thousands of lines, and that is different than just a year or two ago. Contribution has changed. How has it changed for you guys?
I mean, the thing that can I tell you the thing that I'm worried about? I would love to know what Jonathan thinks, is that these tools are so good that it might mean that people stop contributing. Like they start getting in their own silo because they're just like, oh, it's too complicated to even read a web page. I'll just ask like a magic box to go make me some code. And so I feel like we as the community need to figure out ways to still better bind us together so that we're all still contributing in one place. Because I think it's so important. The many hands will always outweigh the many dollars, kind of thing. But the tools are getting so good. I think this is gonna be a real thing we have to actively think about.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Any opinion on that, Jonathan? How do you feel how contribution has changed for you?
I think right now with the tooling, as Raffi said, you don't have any excuses to contribute because at the end you can generate code steering, right? You own that code, but at the same time, it is easier to generate code. What I think is difficult is to review that code, which is a different topic.
That is a different topic. I've seen entire startups being formed to review code. That's the bottleneck is now the review. And so, Jonathan, if you don't mind, I'm going to have you move backstage, and then I'm going to have some questions for Raffi. And at the end, viewers, please hang around. If you have questions for these two guests, you are welcome to ask them in chat, as well as even come on the live stream so you could have your your headphones and your video and hop right on. You are welcome to come on at the end. So, Jonathan, I'll see you backstage, and Raffi, we'll have a short little chat here.
See you, Jonathan.
Okay. Hi, Raffi. How's it going, man?
It's going good. This is great, Marcus. Like, this is so much fun.
This is fun. This is hanging out in public. It feels like we're doing a live show, because we are doing a live show. This is live as it can be, as live as it can be. So you and I are getting to know each other. Full transparency, I am about 6-7 weeks into my time at Mozilla. I'm working.
But it feels like forever at this point.
I'll take that as a compliment. And I want to understand a little bit about more your timeline, because I'm relatively new and I'm helping out the community. You started back, you've had time with Uber, with Twitter, with the DNC, with Emerson Collective, and you've started at Mozilla in September of last year, as I recall. Is there a thread that you have carried through this whole narrative of working with these different organizations that keeps on coming up, and maybe something that you feel like informs some of your decisions in your day-to-day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be clear, like I've been in this role in Mozilla since I think September. Let's call it September. But I've been on the board of the Mozilla Foundation and then Mozilla.org. I was on it for maybe 2 years before that. So like I actually actively gave up my board role because I thought this work was so important. I wanted to go do it, not just oversee it. It's a good question, Marcus. Like I think like the thing that like really goes all the way through is like I have a strong prior that tech can be used to make people's lives better. And the problem is that we just haven't figured out how to do it yet. Like, I think that like there's so many counterexamples, and we just haven't figured out to do it yet. But I have a strong belief that we can do it. So, like, I joined Twitter because like I really thought that if we flattened the world and enable people to talk to each other, amazing things could happen, and amazing things did happen. But like we then fucked it up, and Donald Trump and all that stuff showed up. And then like when I joined Uber, like we really thought that like self-driving cars, I mean, one of the biggest causes of death, at least in America, is car accidents. And like if you can build a robot car that can act better than a person, then we could get rid of car accidents. So like I went down that road. And there's also like amazing side effects. I think that like, some crazy stat, like it's literally like 15% of most urban cities in the United States is parking. Like, and like so imagine a world where if we can get rid of parking, we can make it all into green spaces. We can make it into trees and parks and forests. It'd be really, really freaking cool. DNC was about like, can we use tech to really try to like connect with the electorate better and really bend the curve? Emerson Collective was about using tech to like enable nonprofits who are doing amazing work in the world and push it out there. But like for me at Mozilla, it's really this question of just like, who gets to own your tech? Like, I mean, that's the phrase owners, not renters, right? Like who gets to own your technology? Like we're living in this world crazily where we don't own technology. Like I was writing an article just this morning reminding people of like, when the Kindle first came out, people bought all these copies of a book, and then Kindle lost, or Amazon lost the licensing rights. I don't remember exactly the details. They're still doing all the research, and they remotely deleted the book from everyone's Kindle worldwide.
I remember that. Yeah.
The book was 1984. Like, it's like the most on the nose like situation ever. And so like, you didn't own that. I think that's like was a realization to people, like you didn't own the book. Like, like in the same way, like if I were to buy a book and it's on my shelf, you can't see my shelf, but like no one's coming into my house and taking it from me. And like we've landed in a world where technology is in this, like you don't own it. Like we're now all renting it. And I worry about that when it comes to AI. And so like, yeah, sorry. So like my entire thread is just like, how do we use this technology? How do we build these communities so that we can have technology that's like truly on our side? Like the way Firefox is truly on your side. How do we do that again and again and again?
This feels like it is bigger than open source AI. This feels like there is a subscriber monopoly that is coming in and saying, we will take your $5.99 a month for life, and you never actually own anything, whether it be Netflix, whether it be your name a service out there. They're
Yeah.
shifting to the subscription model, and you.
Oh, if you want to go, if you want a better one, Mark, it's like there's a really famous case with John Deere, right? Like if you go and buy a tractor
Yes.
from John Deere in the 1970s, like it was
Yep.
like one of the best pieces of equipment you can ever buy. If you buy John Deere today and you try to fix it, screw you, right? Like
Yes.
you're basically paying a subscription fee to John Deere to fix this thing that you paid hundreds of thousands of US dollars for. Like
Yeah.
it's not just the software system, like the world is going in this direction, and I really don't like it. I really think it's
Right.
bad for us. And so, like, yeah, I do think it's bigger than this arc.
It is. It is. I mean, the owners, not renters concept. Did you, and this must have been a feeling that you felt years ago when you saw the subscription model start to become the primary conversation in meetings of saying, oh, could we have more subscribers coming in?
Yeah.
That is a big thing of saying, this is where the market is heading. Is there,
Recurring revenue.
yeah, recurring revenue is way better than a single purchase every single time.
Mhm.
Is there something for the audience who is not in these meetings? They're not. They are the consumers. What would you like them to know about what they maybe have lost in the last decade in this transition? Is there something that they have lost that they've maybe just kind of sensed that is just something
Yeah.
is awry? But you're intimately aware of this.
I mean,
Something
but
else.
there are so many examples like John Deere, books, movie streaming. Like when Adobe like shifted to their subscription model, and if you didn't pay their subscription, then all your like LRCAP's directories were like
HP
locked
printers,
out from you.
Adobe. That
Yeah,
it's in chat
HP
right
printers,
now.
Adobe, like this is
Yeah.
happening over and over, but like I worry that we're in like a frog boiling water situation. Although, frog boiling water is not really a true story, right? The frog would actually jump out. They're not that dumb. But like we might be that dumb. Like so like we're like in this like it's happening all over the place kind of thing. And but like I think people aren't I mean, like you can just think of all the metaphors. Like people aren't stupid. Like they're feeling it right now. It's just like it's one of those that like you don't feel it until it really comes for you and like the thing that you're doing. And so like I really worry about like the way that these chatbots are being built right now. The technology is awesome. I love the tech, but like they're not on your side. You're renting time on them. Like there was like that. I always quote this because like it's my favorite paper from the year. There's a paper from like I think it was UW where they like asked all these chatbots to help you with buying decisions, and like more than a coin toss, they're referring you to sponsored goods. And like, why are they doing that? Well, I mean, it's obvious why are they doing that, but like they're not on my side, they're on someone else's side. And so like I really feel that open source AI, open weights AI, all this technology that we're trying to go build, all of us on this live stream and other places are trying to go build is the only way out of that situation. And I think we really got to work on it.
I agree wholeheartedly. And let's shift to the scope of AI, specifically
Yeah,
open
let's
source
do it.
AI. We're talking about owners, not renters, and the highest level of concepts of the market, the AI world. In AI, there's a lot of discontent right now. There are people that have active hate for AI. There's people that really are just fed up with AI. How are you choosing to handle that here at Mozilla? And then also, and the tech world at large, do you feel like it's handling that well or is it not well? What are your opinions on that?
I mean, the tech world at large is not handling this well, right? Like the tech world is living in a bubble. Like if you talk to like anyone inside the tech world, they're all AI pilled in some way. Not that's a I don't want you to think that's a bad thing, but like they have blinders on. Let's call it they have blinders on. And like if you ask anyone in the AI in the tech world right now around where I live, what's the perception of Silicon Valley outside Silicon Valley? They don't know because they live in a bubble. But if you ask anyone else, like what's the perception of Silicon Valley? Like we're currently like up there on like the most unpopular things on any poll you could probably put out there. So I think like that's the actual imbalance that we're sort of dealing with. But like, a lot of numbers also do show that people, consumers, companies, etc., like portions of this technology. They don't necessarily like it all. Like and the problem is also like the word AI is just too big. Like AI wraps into the conversation not just like generative interfaces or like
Mhm.
the ability to chat and get complex information, which people seem to like numbers of like usage compared to browsing on Google and stuff like that, like seems to show that people like it. but it also wraps into the conversation like job loss or data centers I didn't want, or
I
all
mean,
the
it
slop
was
we're seeing on the internet these days. So like
the
it's like a too big of
communication.
a term.
The communication when it first came out, not first came out, this is like in the last, I'd say 18 months of it's going to take your job. It's going to
Yeah.
take your job. It could not imagine a more awful, awful branding
Yeah.
of any
Yeah. Yeah.
product of saying, oh, we are here to completely
Yeah.
rug
Yeah.
you and
Totally.
take everything that you've worked for your entire career and you're going to like it. And it's like,
You're gonna
what?
like it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be thankful. This is
Yeah.
inevitable. And I'm like, guys, this is disgusting. Mm, to that point, the owners not renters initiative, this is part of that.
Yeah.
And this is what you have stepped into the market with initially as a newsletter and now as a live stream. How does this add to the conversation? We are part of the tech world here at Mozilla. How is this jumping in to maybe,
Yeah.
as you said earlier, a better version of tech? Why is this
Well, I mean, like
here?
I mean, like I said, one of my priors is I love this tech. I think this tech is actually pretty freaking amazing in the grand scheme of things. Um, but like I think the thing that we need to go focus on is like how do we give everyone, but starting with developers, like choice, how do we make it easy for them to have agency in this world? Like, if you read all the fine print, which I crazily do on all the different subscription services, like your data is going everywhere, all this stuff. Like I'm really super excited about Kimi Code and K3. Like I've been tinkering it on the side, but like read the privacy policy. It's kind of freaking scary. Um, but like but I think open source gives ability for developers to really have choice and like really be able to like be fully in control and truly understand what's going on and being able to pin to a version, be able to do all the things that we want to go and be able to do, like have a backup plan, like all the stuff that responsible developers want to go do. I think open source is the path to get us to that place. And then I think that like once we all can build great apps on open source, like the problem is that like for the people on the screen, like you all are like the expert developers. Like we need to get to like the full range of developers so that like they're all coding using open source too. Because once we do that, then like we have great products showing up in the market. Regular consumers are using open source AI. That's the world I want to live in. Like I want to live in like I don't want to live in a world where like only two companies dictate what AI interfaces look like, which I think is where we're going. I want to live in a world where like all the weird shit happens. Like the beauty of the internet was like weird shit would happen in all the crazy corners, and every once in a while one of those became mainstream. And so like I want to live in that world where we have like a billion people building weird shit. And we get there via open source. Like that's the thing I want to go do. Like I want to build that community, that ecosystem, the ether that the weird shit can happen.
Cool. The ether where weird shit can happen. I like that. That's a good bumper sticker. I like that. If I could ask for you to communicate to non-technical people for a
Yeah.
moment,
Yeah.
what does owners not renters fight for them, and what does it push against? I'm curious for non-technical people out there. What does
Yeah.
owners not renters represent? What is it for, and what is it against for someone who's not technical?
Yeah, I think it's the like it is pushing for a world where technology is making you better. It's not pushing for a world where technology replaces you. And so like, there's a standard debate, I'll philosophize for a second. There's a standard debate when it comes to AI, which is like, are you building it to automate away humans or augment humans? And like I truly believe in the augment humans. Like it should be making us better. Like give us tools to make us better. Like if you're a teacher, we shouldn't be removing the teacher from the classroom, but can we give but we all know that our favorite teacher never had enough time for everyone. Can we magically give him or her more time? Like, can we just automate away the stuff that like the menial administrative stuff or like first passed on grading or whatever it is to give them more time so they can be more human with their kids? Like, so like, I think I'm fighting for that world of just like, how do we use this technology that makes us all better, not just like removes us from the equation kind of thing.
And as in chat, we have a champion.
Yeah, the purple
Also,
gradient. The purple gradient
yes,
is everywhere. Is like the best
yes.
comment ever. I like.
To vouch for that, we have champion. This is the contributor Kunal, for the people, by the people. Love that.
Yeah.
And yes,
Yeah.
if we can avoid the purple gradient everywhere, design.
No, I mean like. My favorite line that everyone should steal if you like it is something along the line. I mean, I had this conversation. I'll name drop for a second. I had this conversation with Maria Reza. She's an amazing Nobel laureate about AI. And I brought up to her that like only tech companies and drug dealers use the word user like as their like normal marketing parlance. And Maria looked at me and she was just like, "Yeah, we all need to be citizens." Like we need to figure out a way that this technology makes us citizens, not just users, kind of thing.
Love that. I love that. Oh, want to. This is from based on your experience seeing things, and I mean this with affection. Things have gone wrong in tech,
Yeah.
and that's the story of tech. Like things go
Yeah.
wrong every year, every 5 years, there's something that we get wrong. What is right now something that you're concerned that the AI space is getting wrong, that the AI space is not aware of right now? I know the AI space is aware of a lot of things that's getting wrong, but is there something that you think is beneath that you'd love to highlight for people?
Yeah. Let me talk specifically about the Americans because I think the Americans are getting it wrong. So, like, we did the State of Open Source AI report just recently, and like one of the things, Amrins, who may or may not be on the live stream, who's the amazing woman who co-authored it with me, one of the things that we were poking at is if you look at Open Router data, so many people are using open models for their day-to-day usage. In fact, this is like rapidly on the ascent. And I think for me, that points to the fact that I think Americans are having like a category error when it comes to the way that we think about these intelligent systems. Like Americans are thinking about these intelligent systems as like a product. So like it's a product like a Kindle. You pay subscription cost to it. It runs in the background. Don't worry about it. But I might jack it away from you at any moment, like 1984. And I think the rest of the world is looking to purchase it like infrastructure. Like they want like commodity stuff that they can like have redundancy around, that they can deploy themselves, they can pay someone else to deploy it, but it's infrastructure, not a product. And I think that category error, like is what business people call a category error. Like you've literally put it on the wrong shelf. That category error, you can drive a truck through. And so like I think that's good and bad. Like I think it's bad because like we're building the wrong things, but it's good for all of us because like it's clear the world wants this infrastructure and open source should be the way that we deliver that infrastructure. And the Americans are just getting this wrong. Like we are looking at it as a product, but that's not what the world is wanting.
Interesting. Great take on that. I want to shift to the community aspect.
Yeah.
Of not only just open source, but open source AI. Jonathan, would that be okay if I were to bring you on for this question here?
Join us.
Come on in, buddy.
Sure.
Right. So I want to ask Raffi with Jonathan here now. Raffi, what does community mean to you in this day of open source AI?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think it means two things. Like the very like straightforward is just like it's the people who are building together. It's like what I said before. It's like instead of actively choosing against building in a silo and finding other people and talking to each other, like sharing things, building in the open is the community aspect of it. It's just like the realization that 1+1 is 3 in a lot of ways. I think for me, that's what the community side really is.
I can resonate with that also. I think you can check what is there, and if not there, I mean, you can also create yourself. You can share your code and see what is going on. Sometimes I found that people that was using, for example, my tool, they shared that some feature was missing, and I learned from that someone maybe is willing to create this feature for you. I mean, it's a community at the end. Even if you started from scratch, or if you are joining to an existing one, so it's a great opportunity to learn, right?
Yeah. For me, community is providing a open door policy for action.
Oh, I love that.
Nice.
there must be an open door and also potentially a closed door. There needs to be standards. There needs to be someone out there may not be welcome in your community. And essentially, even if it's not publicly said, there needs to be standards. There needs to be a way that someone can come in and then from there contribute if they would like to. And I feel like open source is a perfect example of that, where there's an open door for sure. And if you're going to go and deliver maybe a malware payload, that's probably not a good person to have in the community. So there are standards.
Attack supply, right?
Yes, exactly. But I want to ask both of you, and this is from you guys learning and listening to each other, is there something that Raffi, you learned from Jonathan, you learned from Raffi in this conversation today that you thought was interesting?
the story Jonathan opened with just like his first contribution, right? Like it doesn't have to be big. Like you can just like your first contribution can just be change the command line command line flags. Like that's actually kind of great. Like I think it's like contributing at like every level is sort of like there are opportunities to do it at every level. So let's just like find the smallest one you're comfortable with and just do that.
Exactly. It turns out that this argument, right, was super helpful for me, for my project, and probably for other guys out there. But something that I also learned from you, Raffi, I want to share, is the way you think on all of this. For example, a phrase that came to my mind is, you can, own the engine and then still rent a car, the same car that you are supposedly to have. At the end, if you only have the open weight, that's not enough, right?
That's not enough.
You should have the whole stack. And I think we need to build that stack as a community.
Yeah. What is your dream stack, Jonathan? What is your dream stack? To say we have an open, yes, exactly. You're working on it, I'm sure. What is your dream stack for you to have a production open source AI deeply integrated into your workflow, as well as even frontier models that from closed models? What do you want? What would you want?
Let me fly, right? Let me.
Let's go.
Be completely free.
Yes.
In my opinion, not completely sure if this will be the case, but we should have like super small models, that can run locally, and then a really good AI gateway in between. So that way you can, perform at the best of the capabilities of the model that you need for the exact task that you want to accomplish. For example, if you want to sum up something, the gateway will go there and pick the right model, and it will use the less memory possible. I think that kind of stuff. I mean, having like the right code agent, or maybe an agent, because maybe you are not coding. Then having these small models running locally, you will have cost effectiveness. You will have privacy. You have everything, right? All the checks. But it's like a dream.
Diego wants that too. Diego in chat loves the sound of that. Raffi, what about your dream tech stack?
Yeah, no, I mean, it is like basically what Jonathan's talking about. It's just like I want like a double click installable version that like I can then have like the mini version, the data center version, the desktop version. Like like I think like that we all know how to run a model on our laptop. We probably know how to run a model in AWS, like if we had a full data center. But like it's all the stuff in between, all the weird deployments in between. It's like take the Firefox lesson. Like Firefox needs to run on so many different computers. Like my ideal stack is one that like is like adaptable across all that. Like you double click install it, and it's just like, okay, wait, we're just gonna profile your hardware for a second. Okay. Then here's your choice of models, and like it just like conforms itself to the things that you want to go like you can do and you want to go to.
Question for both of you. What does success look like for open source AI? And what does failure look like for open source AI?
Who goes first?
Whoever.
Yeah, you want to go?
I can go. I can go. Okay. So I was thinking on this, and let me take some idea from Linux. Linux is an open source, right, project, but no one is asking if this is the right operating system for the task, right? Because there is not any arguing. No one is discussing about this, because that's the right tool. This is the same for open weight models. It should be the same, at least in my opinion. You are not using open models because you like open source. You use open models because they are good enough. I mean, they are good.
Yeah.
They can do the task. And that's, for me, is success.
I mean, for me, it's the exact same. I mean, like, I don't know what you do, Jonathan, but like, I am very guilty of when I do like a weekend hack project that I'm just like calling Claude Code or I'm calling OpenAI, ChatGPT. Like, we need to make it so that like a valid thing for me to do is just like, oh, it's just as easy to go do this, and it's going to be just as good. Like, it's not. We can see it's going to happen. It's just not there yet. So we just need to figure out how to like pull that in a little bit.
Completely agree.
Great answers. You guys answered the question about contribution and how that's changed. And we've gotten into a little bit about the things that you like about AI and things that you don't like. Let's go into three kind of like specific questions on AI, what you like, what you don't like, and what needs to be just burned, just gone forever. If you could RMRF it from AI. So let's question for both of you. What do you love about AI? What do you just want to leave it? Maybe just, it's okay, but so it's not for you. And what do you want to RMRF with AI?
Oh, this is a good question.
Good question, man.
I mean, the thing that like I love is just like it's fundamentally changed the way I write code, right? Like, I like to think I'm a good programmer, but like, and combined with my ADHD, like I'm like writing code like no one's business, like it's like the best thing ever. But like the stuff that's just okay is just like you know but, like, at the same time, we've decided that it's gonna write shitty code. Like, it's like it doesn't, it'll very happily write code like one of my first-year graduates I would have hired into Twitter, like, kinda thing, and, like, we just need to get that a lot better in my mind, right now, I think I'm a good combo with it because I can think about architecture, and then it writes code, and then I'm just like, "Well, that was stupid, do that again," like, kinda thing, but the thing I wanna RMRF is just, like, stop fucking telling me I'm brilliant. Like, I'm like, the reason I'm talking to you is like I want to know something, and
My
you're just like, oh, you're so brilliant. I'm just like, okay, but no, like kind of thing. So that's the thing I want to RMRF.
Stop burning my token, right?
Yeah,
I don't need
exactly.
to be that great. Yeah, definitely. In my case, I love small models. I share that the long live stream. And leave it, for me, is this feeling, right, that you feel behind, that you are behind the hype, the new things. You are not. It is resetting. Every 3 months there is something new, and who knows what is going on to happen in the next few months again, right? And the burnout, in my opinion, is merging, right? Merging code without anyone watching, stopping. This crazy thing. We are having this supply chain attacks because someone is trying to collaborate, right? Contribute. At the end, it was like the wolf with the red cape putting, something there. So that's the three for me, I think.
That's great answers. We're getting some questions from chat. And also, anyone on chat, if you want to come on in this live stream, hop in. We'd love to see your face and hear your voice. If that's not the case, that's okay too. In the chat for here, we have a question from Champion. This is the contributor. This is Kunal. To Jonathan, can we have orchestration of various local models, like one for generation text? I think the orchestration where to add to this, I love when I see we have a agent talking with another agent. That is such a helpful feature. And How are you seeing that in the open source AI world? Is that connecting well in this day and age right now?
I mean, if you mean using orchestration as selecting different models, local models for the task, as I mentioned before on my, dream stack, you probably can do that. But again, at this point, you need to have like a huge computer. Sorry, that's the problem. Probably this will be solved in the next year or the following, because that's a trend. But right now, it is kind of difficult to have it like many different models running on your computer and having like the gateway, which also needs a model inside to decide. But then you can see that, for example, your MacBook already have a small model for summary, or concise your writing, or change the tone. So that's it's there, but the bigger thing is still difficult to achieve, in my opinion, at least.
Good answer. I have another question here. Brian M. He might be setting up his camera. Brian, if you want to come on, feel free to come on. But my question would be about how we can extend the choice first stack. Any-llm, any guardrail. By the way, anyone listening who hasn't checked out Mozilla.ai, go ahead and check out their tooling for open source AI. Any-llm, any guardrail, those are their toolings to also dip into including a registry and discovery for agent tools MCPs that are in the wild, which can lead to a vendor-neutral way of building towards agentic commerce. That's a good question for either.
I mean, yeah, I mean, there are some Moz AI folks in the chat, so they should also chime in. I mean, I think it's a super interesting idea. Like, we built, we did this prototype of a agentic browser like thing. I wouldn't say an agentic browser, but like, we were doing MCP in the browser before WebMCP showed up. And one of the hardest things to like then demonstrate to users is like, well, then what do I do with it? And so like we needed a registry. So like we like ended up scraping a whole bunch of GitHub pages and a whole bunch of other pages and like ad hoc creating our own registry. But yeah, no, we definitely like I think this would be like a really interesting idea of just like how do you just like rapidly bootstrap yourself into like a working system.
We definitely need this app store by MCP store,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
paid by a real huge provider, maybe Mozilla, who knows? But it would be nice.
And shout out right now to Brian. Mozilla AI is so cool. Love that in the chat.
And Nathan is fun to watch work.
Yes, Nathan's fun to watch work. He was in the chat earlier. I think he might still be here. But yeah, Nathan's working with Mozilla AI. And shout out to the .ai team and what they're working on. A lot of the initiatives that we are talking about, they have tools that speak directly to that desire. And that's where, Jonathan, I got to meet you contributing to any-llm. That is Mozilla.ai's tooling. So Mozilla for the win. I think that's a good place that we can stay chat. This is a good place to end this inaugural live stream. Oh, Brian, he's got his cam set up. Brian, would you like to come on just for a few minutes here to say hi to these guys? Is that a yes? Did I get a thumbs up? I'll invite you. Okay. I'm just going to invite you to the studio. You were invited to studio. Brian M. There we go. I invited you to studio and I'll bring you on stream. Let's see. If you hop into the studio, I'll bring you up, Brian. And while he's getting set up, I see another question in chat. This is for Raffi.
Yeah.
Raffi, I love the philosophy you have talked about behind your desire for an open source environment for AI, considering the direction we seem to be heading, especially in the States. But what action are Mozilla taking, if any, to bring in the non-technical world to make them aware of said philosophy, considering the open hostility towards AI in the greater population outside?
No, it's such a good
Great question, Casper. Great question.
No, it's such a good question, Casper. I mean, one of the things that we're like, I think the take, our flagship product is Firefox. And so the take that Firefox is doing is to really try to put the user, again, users are drug dealers and tech companies, but like give the user a lot of choice in it. So like, we actually have like a whole switchboard inside of Firefox where you can turn on and off different AI features. You can like block and unblock certain AI features. So I think that like the thing that we want to go do is like deliver the best experience that gives people agency and control in this world. So I think that like choice, that like switchboard is probably the best one right now. So for regular users, that's what I would say. We're really focused on right now the developers, like people like you all, because like I really believe that if we can get the ecosystem to start building, then we'll have more choices for users in the future. Right now, I worry that like if it's only Firefox raging against the wind, then like that's just not enough. So Firefox team is going to go build that switchboard that's on off kill switches, and then like Mozilla AI is going to build really great developer tooling. Mozilla Data Collective is trying to change the way data is licensed across the space. So I think we're trying to take lots of shots on goals to try to like move that entire ecosystem.
Love that. Shots on goals. That is a huge factor. As someone who comes from sport, I'm a big fan of, if anyone here likes soccer, I'll be happy to talk soccer anytime of the day. We do have Brian here backstage. Brian, let's bring you on here. Really nice that you're hopping in. How you doing, Brian?
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, man.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Brian.
It's great to actually get this started because I've been reading a lot of Raffi's Substack and like his podcast, all of that, and it always felt like just screaming into the void that we need
Yeah.
more sensible, more like communal, open source people talking together. Because like you go on Twitter, you go on all these sites, and all you see is like that YC. Like, oh, let's just hyper increase shareholder value. And then you sort of like lose that humanity touch with like this technology needs to be opened up to everyone, like it is for everyone. And it's just so exciting just to see like all these faces, all these people in here, to know that you're not alone working towards this, so yeah.
Oh, that feels so good, Brian. That's what we're
It's
hoping for. And I guess I could I ask Raffi,
Yeah.
this is ONR is your baby, and now we're bringing in this interaction where we're meeting Brian for the first time. What does this mean to you in terms of ONR growing, changing, evolving? What does this mean for you?
Come join us. Like I go,
Yeah.
like do more of this, or like write for ONR. Aaliyah's on the stream. If you want to write some thoughts, like write for ONR. Like,
Oh yeah,
I mean, like
100%.
so that's what it means for me. It's just like the excitement of just like, it's not what you said. It's not just me shouting in the void. Let's all do it together and like at least shout at each other or that kind of thing.
Amazing.
Yes, love that. Yes, and the links are in the chat. If anyone wants to contribute to ONR, go ahead and click that link in the chat. We're also looking for feedback around this. But yes, we're looking for writers who want to write for ONR. If you have opinions, if you have things that you believe that the world needs to know, go ahead and help write for ONR. We would love to give you some shine. Brian, do you have any questions for Jonathan, for Raffi? Do you have anything that you'd like to share?
So a big one for Jonathan, actually. I might be sliding into his messages soon because what he's doing with the MCPs, like this whole, like you might have seen that I've been obsessed with agentic commerce, registries, tools, all of these. And what he's doing will be very useful because I'm not sure if you've kept up with Cloudflare. They have released this thing, Cloudflare OS, where they're trying to do like a marketplace for agents, right? And the big caveat is that you need a Cloudflare account, right? So it's like all these hyperscalers, they're going to start locking in their own little garden.
Totally agree. This
Yeah.
low-key,
So-
right? Everyone needs
Yeah.
a piece from you at the end.
Exactly. And I feel like as you start giving your agents your credit card, you kind of want to make sure that not one payment processor has like eyes to see everything that you're doing or like to block you out. So just check your emails, as well as you, Raffi, as well. I'm just wondering, how frequent would these live streams be? Because let's say my project has a lot of things sort of in its nascent stages, but I'll be like more than happy to showcase a working like demo prototype very soon. But it's just like, okay, what should I mark on my calendar? Like when will markers like slide in a new live stream, and so.
Yeah. Marcus.
Yeah.
So initially, it's going to be every 2 weeks, and this will eventually, in my hope, become every week once we get this going. This, of course, the version 1 of any public-facing media is a lot of work, and then once we get that optimized, it becomes more easy to replicate. But I'm hoping that this eventually becomes every single week. And Brian, would love for you to come on and share what you've been working on. Would love to highlight. The goal is to have someone who's working at Mozilla and every one of these live streams, as well as someone who's not working at Mozilla and every one of these live streams, and have this be a public forum where people can essentially just get to know each other and help out this movement. So
Very exciting.
you can email me. I'll just put it in chat. Anyone in chat also want to email me. It's totally feel free to throw an email at me.
I like the excitement.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
it's
it's
the
great.
excitement's here.
You know, we're in a young community, which is great.
Yeah.
Where are you coming from, Brian?
So right now I'm actually it's 4 a.m. in New Zealand, and
Oh, amazing.
and like I stayed up for this. I couldn't miss it. But
Oh my
like,
gosh.
yeah, so a lot of the work I'm doing, I have a friend of mine. He's in the US. You might have seen him. His name is Casper, right? So we have these really odd hours of just, we want to make something great and we want to make sure that it's open for everyone. And like ever since I think November, December, when I was like hearing the rumblings and like reading all these blog posts from the new choice first movement, it's been like, I have to see this through. You know, like I can't just sit back and then just watch everyone else get in on the action to build towards something that I'll be proud of. You know, so yeah.
All right, Brian, you're in. You're in the cool kids
Great.
club now. You're in the cool
Yeah.
kids club.
Exciting.
Well, yeah, please, Brian, email me. I left my email in chat.
Awesome.
Really happy to have you here and want to get you in the fold. The last bit here, I want to end this on essentially what we started with. This is a communal thing. Open source has and will be. And we need active participants like Brian to come in here, like Jonathan to come in here and make this work. And so ONR is looking to provide avenues for people to get to work to help out. You have any takes? We could write for ONR. If you would like to simply hang out in the Mozilla.ai Discord, they are working on a lot of projects, a lot of different tooling. Go ahead and hop in there. There is an Owners Not Renters channel in there where we can chat, but also hop into other channels. They are working on a lot of cool things at any given time. Try out things, submit PRs like Jonathan has done. If you want to do things in real life, that's really powerful. Come to MozFest, Barcelona, October 28th to the 30th, as well as demo days. We have Barcelona on September 17th and London, September 22nd. All those links are pinned in the chat. If you scroll to the top, if you're not seeing it, those links are there. So, guys, how do you think this first inaugural live stream went?
I mean, I feel like I wasn't dressed for it. This is awesome.
Double thumbs up. Double thumbs up.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Double
definitely.
thumbs up. Double thumbs up. Well, this will be shared on YouTube. The full length of this will be shared, and then also we'll get some other stuff put out there in socials as well. If anyone out there would like to come on, such as Brian, please please reach out. Please reach out. We'd love to have you on. I'm always looking for people who are inside Mozilla as well as outside Mozilla. Are you working on open source? Are you working on closed models? Are you in the AI world? Do you have opinions? This is a home for that. So please reach out and be part of this conversation, because this is very important. We want to hear some hot takes too. We want to hear people upset and angry, and we want some debate. We want to have some people that have some things that are controversial. That's always
Real Housewives of open source AI.
I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy. I think that's healthy. I think there needs to be a space that there can be upsettedness in public, and that can be a healthy conversation to have. So I'll leave the last few moments here. Oh, and then Aaliyah also said she's a part. Oh, let me. Oh, here we go. Such a great live stream. Thank you, Taylin. And you can also reach out here, ownersnotrenters@mozilla.org. That is the Owners Not Renters email. And Peter Wilson, here we have a comment here. As a Mozilla AI person/lurker, it was lots of fun to watch. Thanks all. Thank you, Peter. Roger D, I'm just going to keep on slapping these on chat. It was great, really cool. Yes, and can we get a recording to watch the link? Yes, it'll be on YouTube. Welcome to chat, guys. This is live stream. It's chaotic as all hell. Diego says pretty cool stream, and Andre was pretty cool. Love it. And of course, Aaliyah bringing up the Owners Not Renters newsletter. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to that. So I'm going to step back, and if anyone here would like to say anything, I'm going to leave the mic to you guys. Anything that you'd like to shout out, anyone you'd like to thank, any projects you'd like to highlight that you're working on, your chat, and then we'll close the stream. Your stage.
I'll let Jonathan start, I think.
Yeah, Jonathan, go for it, sir.
Sorry, can you repeat the question? I was writing in the chat.
Sure. You've got the mic here. Anything you want to plug?
Oh, okay,
you want to shout out?
Yeah,
anything
definitely.
that you want to thank? It's your mic. Take it.
I think it's a great opportunity to be here for anyone. Like, for example, Brian. I think we can, shout together in the void. Maybe someone can hear us. I think, contributing is better than doing, by your own or working around. So let's try to, build something super cool together. And let's keep up. I think we are shaping what is coming next. So that's important.
Awesome. Yeah. I would like to shout out, as you said, the Mozilla AI Discord, specifically Agents of Empires by Nathan. So he's doing like this little like multi-agentic sort of harness, like, control layer. And he's really active and he's super nice. So if, let's say, as Jonathan said, if you're feeling a bit like timid of how you can contribute, you can start off there and then move on to like the wider like Mozilla AI projects. But yeah, like I'll shout out Agents of Empire as well as Odin. So I saw Andrew Hall there, right? So they have this little channel where they try to break all these LLMs, right? Like essentially they red team it. So if you feel like you can get the AIs to say something that's not, just check the Discord. That's all I'll say. Great place. Yeah.
Shout out to the Discord. Raffi, you've got the last bit. This is live.
No, it's just you, Mark. I just need to shout out you and everyone else, like Brian and Jonathan, for showing up. Like, this is the first one we did. Like, we literally had no idea what would happen. So, like, it's been so much fun. So, shout out to you and shout out to everyone who joined us. Like, 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, let's do it again.
Love it. And love it. Andre in chat saying, come join Odin. We pay for AI bugs. That's a great incentivization. All right. The live stream is closing. Thank you, viewers, for popping in. We will be here in 2 weeks. You'll see more announcements. And for those of you in the live stream right now, Raffi, Brian, Jonathan, if you could stay in the live stream as I close it, I'll chat with you at the end here. Got to keep your tabs open so the video will be recorded all the way through. Thank you, chat, for hopping in. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care, everybody.
Goodbye.